Welcome into the program, everybody. This is Alabama Unfiltered Radio. It is a Tuesday here in the heart of God's country, the 7th day of July in the year of our Lord 2026. I hope you've had a good morning, and I hope the last 21 hours have gone well as well. I am here, Big Sky Mountain Mosley here, making sure we broadcast to as many people as possible, not only in the great state of Alabama, but around the world. It looks like the YouTube feed is working for those of you who want to check it out. And when you're recommending the program to others, if they are not in a place where they can hear it on the radio, streaming through our stream that comes out of the river region, they can check it out at YouTube. Just go to Scott Beason. Big Sky, how are you this morning?
I'm well, sir. Good morning.
Good, good. Well, we're back to Mudville again, and
that was tough.
The United States men's national team, as they prefer, the soccer world prefers to call them, the USMNT. Painful to watch.
Hard to watch.
I have some thoughts. We are a good second-tier team. We are not elite, not anywhere close to elite. Watching an elite team play, and Belgium is supposed to be a top 10 team in the world nationally compared to us, I don't think it was because we were nervous. I don't think it was because we were necessarily young. Yes, we, quote, made mistakes, but that team's good.
Oh, yeah. How old are those guys?
And some of them are 49, 50, 75, 85 years old.
Man, they had their grandkids. I mean,
they did. I mean, they were in, some of them were in, had their walkers out on the field, but they could still move the ball. When I saw the guy, I don't know who any of these people are, but when I saw him get in front of the ball, there was an American defender in front of him. The ball's between him and the American defender, and he steps over the ball. So now it's American defender, the Belgian player, and the ball. And then he puts it in reverse and backs up.
What was that?
I was like, oh, what the heck is that?
The thing, the cohesiveness of that team, they know each other. They know where they're going to be. They know what they're going to do. Yeah. It really showed up last night. That was a big factor.
Yeah, it was amazing.
The coordination
should
Belgium.
We have lost, 4-1? No. Should we have lost 2-0? Maybe. Should we have lost? Absolutely. We did not even look like we should have. I mean, we were okay, but some people made mistakes. I was kind of shocked about the response to the goalkeeper. Going out there, he made clearly a timing error or whatever, and then he did drag his foot, and that's why the ball didn't get kicked away. But that's not why we lost. I mean, they didn't even play three of their starters. One of their best players never played at all, Sky.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I was listening with the volume down. So
yeah.
I missed a lot of the
one of their best players did not play at all.
They
didn't even put him on the field.
Belgium?
Belgium.
They didn't even, okay.
Yeah, didn't even play him.
Wow.
So here's my question. Because I think it's a European mindset versus an American mindset, and people who think, oh, no, it's all the same, do not know what they're talking about. If I'm the Belgian coach and I'm a soccer guy, okay, I can look at the American team and go, look, I know it's soccer. It's a little bit like baseball, okay, where anybody might win one day. You know what I'm saying? You just kick the ball out of bounds, kick the ball out of bounds, kick the ball out of bounds. Then somebody sneezes or falls and the ball rolls in the other goal and you win 1-0. All right, that can happen. Apparently, it's harder to really happen than we think, but it could happen. It's the realm of possibility. But if I'm the Belgian coach and I'm looking at the United States team and I know we're going to play, why did he do all the moaning and the whining and the crying about the Balogun kid? Why did he do that? I don't think it helped inspirationally for his team, but I would think real soccer people. See, we're not real soccer people, Sky. We don't know. We beat Uruguay or Paraguay or whichever Guay and Australia, and then we lose to who the flip was that? They got sent home to Turkey A. Who was supposed to win our thing, I think, and then didn't win any games. But so I guess that shows how it works. But real soccer people probably knew we weren't going to win. Americans didn't know because we don't know. We don't watch this game.
Well, Vegas didn't know. That was what surprised me.
Did Vegas not know, or did Vegas take all the American money?
Well, the idea is to encourage betting. So,
yeah,
good point. Very good point.
I mean, they got a lot of Americans to bet on America, did they not?
They sure did, man.
Okay.
They kept that line right so close. That, I think, definitely a factor.
They took Americans' money. Yeah. So, but I just don't understand why he's complaining. I could have understood it more from an American mindset. If I'm the Belgian coach, I said, oh, we don't care if you get Balogun back or not. Actually, if you need to, you probably should see if you can get Messi to play with y'all because we're going to whip your tails.
Well, let's compare it to what we do know, college football. Okay, let's say, let's make it the Iron Bowl to keep everybody interested. Mm-hmm. Auburn's star player star defensive player is out for targeting the first half.
Okay, yes.
How do we feel about that? How does our coach feel about that? First of all, he ain't going to comment on it.
No, he's not going to say a word because he runs the risk of having billboard material.
Yeah, locker room material.
Right.
So, first of all, you're not going to comment on it. Second, if you did, you would say, we want to play them at their best.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So this is bonehead.
I don't understand it. It seemed to me like European whining.
Yeah,
because we don't know any better. We're whining about like, hey, look, you didn't do it on purpose. Hey, you got to go by your rules. You can't just throw him out because you want America to lose, which happens a lot. But you just have to think.
A lot of Americans want America to lose.
Well, that's true. But it is soccer now. Don't forget. So a lot of Americans who hate America love soccer. That's one of the reasons they started loving soccer back in the day, Sky. A bunch of leftists love soccer because they know most Americans hate it.
Makes sense.
It's a what do we used to call it? We used to call it the commie sport.
Right. Well, I've said worse.
Yes.
On this program.
So there's a bunch of anti-Americans who are like, oh, I love soccer because the world loves soccer. I'm a global. Everybody else in the world loves. It's the most loved game, and and you know what? They don't know. Most of them don't know jack about it either. They just say that.
Hating America. Well, since Trump got involved, I noticed on social media the ne'er-do-wells and the complainers and the chronics are all about now they're really against Team USA.
Oh, really?
Because, yes, you didn't see that?
No, I just.
Oh, they're a bunch of losers. They always got to have something to complain about.
But I'm for them because they're American, and the people who said, Americans will cheer for geriatric wheelchair, female geriatric wheelchair racing if it's got an American flag on it are absolutely true. We're for it. We want to win whatever. If there's an American team, we are for them.
If we love our country, we love our teams.
And I have loved the last 3 weeks. I've loved all the Eagles screaming in the videos and trying to make soccer look tough. And
it's been terrific.
But there are some rule changes that it needs. And maybe Rocontour, if he's listening, can help us. We talked about some of them. Some national shows have talked about some of them as well. I'm glad they finally got around to saying the same things we did. They need a clock. You need to know how much time is left.
For real.
And it needs to count down. Just stop the doggone clock. At least like in the World Cup. I do not care how y'all had to play soccer in 1911. People get mad when I joke that the whole idea was apparently you played until the priest down at the church rang the bell. And that might have been an hour, and it might have been an hour and a half because he's like, oh, my goodness, I forgot. Ring the bell. Jose or whoever it is.
No, you've got it all wrong. I mentioned this before. Soccer was invented by European ladies, so they'd have something to pass the time while their husbands cooked dinner. And how they got the secret clock is when the husbands finally had dinner on the table, they would ring the bell. That's how the game is over.
That's how it happened.
And by the way, now that the USA team has lost, can I stop caring about soccer, or do I have to wait it out until they leave the country?
You got to wait it out through the World Cup.
Okay,
I'm in. We have to,
Okay.
When you have a party or you have a family function, you have to still keep being nice until everybody leaves, even when Uncle Eddie is driving you nuts. You wish he would leave, but you stay nice, and you're still the host until everybody leaves. So we've got to pay attention. We've got to decide who we're for now. And I thought I was for Norway, but the Norwegian coach was complaining about the Balogun thing. And I'm like, you're not even in this. You other European whiner. You're supposed to be a descendant of the Vikings. You think the Vikings whined about? There weren't even any rules with the Vikings.
No, that's the way they liked it. Berserkers. What's wrong with these? Again, this is
these
this
Europeans.
European stuff. Yeah. Oh man, what a mess.
So soccer was invented in England in 1863.
Really?
And they had to have a meeting to figure it out. Let's see. Oh no. There's always somebody who did.
Yeah.
Listen to this. While the English codified the modern sport, kicking a ball has been a popular pastime for centuries. The earliest known precursor to the game is kuju, a military exercise played in ancient China.
Oh,
Of course.
Chinese.
Of course it is.
Yeah,
So-
how about the Chinese got in, man? Okay.
Yeah, you can't tell with all this stuff. I mean, every time there's something, they're like, wait a minute now.
Yeah.
JoJo kicked a coconut back in the year 7000 BC, and we've got a petroglyph of a guy standing beside something round, so clearly he invented soccer.
We'll get to the bottom of this.
We'll be back.
Yeah.
Alabama Unfiltered Radio with Scott Beason.
Welcome back, everybody. We're getting through the national disaster that was last night. Rocon Tour, our official World Cup liaison. Is that our person? They don't use liaison, do they? What's
He's
the word?
our
A roving
correspondent.
reporter, our correspondent.
Yes.
Rocon Tour, welcome to the program. I hope you are well.
Our expert.
Hey, Scott.
Oh, man, listen to that.
Bummer.
I'm pretty sure I'm the
boy.
second biggest soccer fan in the state of Alabama now because there's only
Only a few
three
left.
of us left.
Yeah, I'm out.
Probably so. Guy is out.
I'm out. That's it.
So,
Yeah, tough loss.
what happened?
Honestly, I think all the Belgian whining had an effect. This team has been playing on vibes for this entire World Cup.
Yeah.
And, you come out and instead of being the good guys, we were the bad guys. I think it reflected in the play. They came out, they were a little shell shocked. You see that in the first goal that Belgium scored, where a ball drops into the box in front of the goal
Yeah.
in the middle of 4 U.S. players who just stand there and look at it while a Belgian player runs in between them all and
Yeah.
kicks it over for a goal.
You know what I think
and
part
then
of
you
it
have-
is, Rocon Tour? I don't know how old you are, but we need somebody in this younger generation who, when they watched Star Wars, okay, Sky, you'll like this, and Darth Vader is boarding Princess Leia's whatever her ship was, and it's the first time you get the Imperial March, dun, 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 and he's coming in. Millions of American boys said, I know he's the bad guy, but he is cool as crap.
It's
And
impressive.
if that team last night had a little Darth Vader in them, they would have been like, yeah, we're the freaking bad guys. We're going to kick your tail. But no. What you're telling me is it was like, oh, no, our vibe is off. Oh, let me see if my earrings, I need to wear my black earrings instead of my white ones. Last night was the first time I noticed how many of them had dual earrings, and I was like, okay, this might be painful. I'm sorry. I'm jumping to conclusions, Rocon Tour. I'm not insulting anybody. I'm just trying to figure out how we end up with a team that doesn't have any dog in them when somebody says something bad about them.
And that's it. And Belgium played like they had the dog in them, and we played like, oh, no, that dog might bite me.
Oh, man, they were fit to be tied.
This explains our mystery earlier in the show, how we would approach it in college football, the complaining about the player
Yes.
suspension being lifted. So apparently it works just the opposite in soccer, according to our expert.
Well, I mean, I can't argue with Rocon Tour. I mean, he knows
the
about the
man.
game and follows it. And
I mean,
We solved it.
Go ahead.
the whole red card reversal basically was billboard material for them.
yeah.
Wow.
Well, they didn't even play all their starters, Rocon Tour.
Well, that was a tactical move based on the way that we set up our team in attack.
Yeah.
He knew that if he had played those starters, for example, Kevin De Bruyne, the guy that you talked about, didn't even play. Was probably their best player for generations. He's a little too slow, and he would have allowed us to pin them back. So he put a younger, faster kid in his place and rotated his formation,
Okay.
which allowed them to put more pressure on us.
Yeah. And we just didn't look like we had the ball control that they have. I mean, it looked like, if a basketball term, the other team could dribble way better than, well, I guess that's a soccer term too, just way better than us. I mean, they just took the ball away from us.
It was and that's it. It was a physicality level. We weren't playing as physical as they were. They were content to let one of our players get the ball and then jump on him, and then he just couldn't react.
Yeah.
We were playing reactive ball, and they were playing proactive ball.
Yeah. I believe it. I don't know what all happened. I don't know. I mean, I'm not even mad at the goalie for coming out on that one. I think he just mistimed it.
Oh, that was ridiculous. I taught goalkeepers. That's a middle school mistake.
Yeah, you don't do that, right?
You don't. I mean, you teach middle school goalkeepers know you don't do that.
Hey, let me
If
ask
do
you
go
another
out that
question
far,
because I don't
you just
understand.
Put the ball into the top row.
I got you. Let me ask you a question. When the goalkeeper went out and then drug his foot, which I thought first, I was like, surely that somebody kicked him in the leg and kept his foot from going through, but no, he drug it on the ground. And then the guy kicks the goal. Our defender, the guy with the ponytail, why didn't he just reach up and knock it away with his hand?
Because technically only one player is allowed to have that privilege, and that was the goalkeeper.
Yeah, but what does it cause to happen? Doesn't it? I see. I don't know the rules, so I'm thinking I'm a college football player. I know that this receiver is about to score a touchdown because I have let him get by me. I'm going to keep him from catching the ball. They're going to give me an interference penalty. That's 15 yards, but at least it's not a touchdown. If he had hit it with his hand, wouldn't it have been like a penalty kick, and then we may have a 10% chance of keeping them from scoring?
Yeah, to continue the football analogy, what would have technically happened in that case was he would have been ejected. We would have had to play one man short, and they'd get the ball on 1 yard.
Oh, you get ejected for just hitting the ball away with your hands? To deny an obvious goal scoring opportunity. Wow.
Yes,
okay, so that makes sense. I understand that then. All these rules. Can we start having the guy who gets fouled? He kicks the penalty kick. Can we do that? Can you suggest that to him?
I can suggest a lot of things. They won't listen to me. But there is a victory in all of this.
What? Soccer's
in 2 weeks,
over?
when the World Cup is over. Yeah, in 2 weeks when the World Cup's over, we're still here in America, and Belgium has to go back to a 60% tax rate, no air conditioning, no free refills or buses.
That's a very good point. And half their country is Islamic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Europe ain't very Europe anymore.
You know what? I'd play mad too.
I'd want to stick around as long as I could.
I want to stay in this tournament.
That's your motivation right there.
Solve another one. Downtown to get a cowboy hat and salad. You better stay over here winning the ball game.
That's exactly right. Well, it was a good run. I enjoyed the time that I spent being a soccer fan, and
Let's do it again in 4 years.
I'll probably watch another. I got to decide who I'm for. I was going to be for Norway, Rokon Tour. But their coach went and whined about the red card decision, too, which makes me want to hate him. But I do like the goofy guy with the blonde hair.
Yeah, who's left?
Holland.
They still call him Holland?
Oh, no, that's the guy's name, Sky.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. I thought they became the Netherlands or something.
Holland plays for Norway.
No.
Got it.
Yeah. And if you go back and look at all the whining, it only came from the European associations and the European nations.
Yeah.
No South Americans, no Africans, no Asians. Nobody else was complaining about it, just the Europeans.
Well, Trump should call them up today and tell them we're out of NATO. Whiners.
Yeah.
Can't be on our side sometimes, and we're just not for you. I don't know.
Well,
I'm really angry with them.
It'll be back here 12 years anyway.
Oh, is the World Cup coming back in 12 years?
It looks like it, because it has to rotate through all the different federations, the different continents.
Yeah.
But FIFA's rigging that. So, like, next World Cup is going to be played in Spain and Morocco, which is technically Africa and Europe.
Right.
Then you play the next one where it's like South America and Asia. So then when the next one comes around, it's like, oh, no, we've already used everybody else. We've got to go back to North America.
And then they sell more tickets and they make more money, so they ought to do
have a better
that.
Time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it looks like they're rigging it to do it, so we may have it again in 12 years.
Okay. Well, I'll see if I can work up some excitement 12 years from now. Rokon Tour, keep us updated. We want to know how it goes for everybody else.
All right. Y'all have a good one.
All right,
Good
you
job.
too. We got to take a break. Graham, everybody, this is Alabama Unfiltered Radio. Go check out 1819 News, the podcast. That's Brian Dawson's podcast. I think he's the president of 1819 News, and he's got a very good podcast, very good set of archives over there. Go check it out. I don't know what they have on tap for this week, but you can find it at YouTube or at any of the other places where you find your usual podcast. 1819 News, the podcast with Brian Dawson. Let's go out to Red Top. Red Top, welcome to the program. Happy Tuesday to you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
I am the only person with Belgian blood in this town. I guess it's time for me to call. I'm not surprised at what happens, guys. Y'all don't realize.
Wait. Y'all don't realize. You talking to we Americans? To us Americans?
No, you.
Oh, us.
Us.
All right. Yeah, I'm just like Scottish English, way lower than Belgian.
Well, I'm Scottish Belgian, so don't insult my people.
I thought you were
You're
Irish.
Damn tall. Hell no, I'm Scottish.
You don't like the Irish?
Johnson is my last name.
Racist.
Johnson is my name, buddy. That is Scottish.
Johnson's Scottish?
Okay.
I thought it'd be like Mick Johnson.
Oh my gosh, Lord.
Hi, matey.
Guys,
matey.
I need help here.
All right,
Okay.
tell us about
All
Belgium.
right.
Why are y'all so awesome?
Well, they've been doing it a long time. They're like the Kansas City Chiefs of football in Europe, for one thing. They pulverized America in an exhibition game right before the tournament started, FIFA.
Uh-huh.
And so that's not surprising. They were big guys, and this stuff probably with the red card probably didn't make them feel very happy. So they were angry Flemish guys on this field, and I wouldn't want to mess with them.
Yeah.
And you know what? They weren't messing around. They did to America what America did to everybody else. Full court press from the start of the game.
Oh, they have a lot of pressure, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they played our game,
Mm.
so they were smart. And America is done unbelievably well in European football this time. And I'm impressed at how tough the game is, guys. I've watched a bunch of them now. I thought these guys in that game in Jersey were going to have heat stroke. They could barely stand up at the end of the game.
Yeah, well, it is hotter here than they're used to. That would be one of the things that we should have known, Sky, when the betting lines were being done. Red Top is correct. They beat us 5-2 in a quote friendly
match. Yes.
before the whole thing started.
Yeah, I missed the boat totally on the handicap on this.
Yeah.
One. Totally blew it.
You know what? They are just a tough team, and now the Norwegians. Okay, I want you to make fun of this Norwegian. What's his name?
I
Holland?
like the Holland guy.
You better stop making fun of him. You're going to get somebody rowing at your front door.
He amuses me, and I like him because he doesn't take himself too seriously. But he's tough on the soccer field, but he doesn't mind.
And
Is he a berserker on the soccer field?
Yeah, the Norwegian goalie has got the largest mouth in the world.
The Norwegian goalie does?
Yeah, did you see the picture of him after he saved that? Did that save?
I did not.
How did you miss that?
I did.
Yeah, his mouth is a giant square. He's just going, ah! You know, I don't want to play no Vikings in any game. You're going to lose. I thought they were going to get the swords and the horns out. Now, can I move on to something else?
Yeah, you can, sure.
My doctor customer I just got through with is Jewish, and his brother is a rabbi in Israel.
Wow.
Yes, that's what I said. And before your caller, this might have been last week, somebody called and said there's no H and I in the Jewish language, and what do they call themselves before they went to Egypt? I haven't found a Jew, even a rabbi, that knows what the hell this guy's talking about. So maybe he can call up and correct us all because nobody knows. Now, let me tell you what he said about Israel. He said for the past 15 years, and his family and the rabbi, his brother, live in northern Israel.
Okay.
He says, let's go to the bomb shelters off and on every day for like 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
It is grueling. They're really, really tired of it. And they deserve to go out there and kick these guys' butts. And they're doing it. But to talk to somebody who's personally got a brother in that war zone was striking. He had a lot of stuff to say about what had been going on between Israel and all those countries. And you know what? They're just tired of the nasty behavior.
Yeah. Hey, when they're calling back, can you get them to stop bombing all the Christian churches too while they're at it? Just cut that part out.
That is not going to happen again.
Well, they've done it like more than once.
Well,
I guess they cut it out now.
Okay.
I'm just
I'll
saying
tell
there's
it,
plenty
Scott.
of blame to go around over there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound very encouraging on your part.
Well, what do you want me to say? What would make me encouraging?
I don't want you to. You just say what you believe, man.
You gotta you lay off the Christian communities if you're fighting the terrorist. That's all I'm saying.
I agree.
I think that's fair.
Now,
yes, we agree on that. Good.
Here's one thing else that was really fascinating. I asked him if he'd ever seen or operated the Da Vinci robot surgeon, because he is a surgeon.
Yeah, that's a cool question.
And he said yes. And he's now even experienced the second generation of them. He hasn't done any surgery on his patients. But let me tell you who developed it. It's going to surprise you. The Defense Department.
That does not surprise me.
That's shocking.
No.
And he said this was a long time ago. And he says it's not a robot, it's an android. And that really confused me. But he said, let me tell you what it is. A Defense Department wanted it for a battlefield surgeon to actually go do surgery on the battlefield.
Yeah, it replicates the motions of the surgeon, but it can do it at a teeny, teeny, tiny scale. Like you can zoom in and then you move your hands. If it's the one I'm thinking of, Red Top. And so you move your hands like I'm going to go, and I might move my hand an inch because my view makes it look like that, and it's moving a teeny, 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 tiny bit to fix a teeny, tiny place. Scott, does that make sense?
This is what happens. This is what happens when a radio host describes a surgical procedure.
That's what it does.
Okay, but let me tell you from somebody who's now operated it, and now they've advanced it where you put kind of like Facebook goggles on, and in a semi-virtual reality situation. And he told me something that interested me. This machine, if the surgeon turns his eyes away from the screen, it stops moving altogether, automatically.
Yeah. All right, Red Top, we got to roll, buddy.
Roll Tide, go Trump. Talk to you guys later.
See you, man. We'll be back. Back into the program, everybody. This is Alabama Unfiltered Radio. One last thing about the whole soccer deal.
Football.
I saw someone. I take that back. Two last things on soccer. If you want to be more American, okay?
Okay, I do. All right.
I'll give you the irritating one last. The not irritating one. Saw a couple of soccer fans who looked to have been from maybe not heritage American descent, okay? So they're very soccer-y. We'll just leave it like that.
Okay.
Saying, look, every time we get to the big game, to the big dance, we can't compete. Before we beat Bosnia, we had not beaten a European team since 2021. So something's got to give. Just, whatever we're doing is not working. And he says that the American soccer teams need to start playing the South American soccer teams so that everybody can get better. They're right there.
Why don't we?
They're on our side of the planet. Why are we not playing? Why are our best MLS teams not playing their best, some sort of Champions League in the Western Hemisphere? I'm using Champions League because that's something I've learned while being the second biggest soccer fan in the state for those couple weeks. A Champions League kind of setup where more of our guys play the Argentinas, the Uruguays, the Colombias. You know what I'm saying? Why? I didn't even know we didn't do that.
I had no idea either, but you're going to play to the level of competition.
Yes.
You play like you practice. Play
right.
like you.
And so what it is like when somebody in the Big 12 goes to that bowl game and they're like, holy crap, that SEC team, or that Big Ten team, that's different. And that's what it looks like when we play the European teams. We're like, oh, my, that's different.
I had no idea we hadn't defeated a European team in, how long?
4 or 5 years.
Yeah, I blew it on the handicap.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm still mad. I mean, we were talking about betting earlier.
Yeah.
The fact that it seemed to be a secret that the Belgians beat us like a red-headed step dog just a few weeks ago, that should have been kind of common knowledge, shouldn't it?
Well, I fell into the Vegas trap that you pointed out. They were suckering the Americans in, and usually their line is much more competitive.
Right, it comes out to be right.
But they had this one bigger, man.
Well, because they knew Americans didn't know. Yeah.
Right. I bet they cleaned up.
Here's the other one that should make you angry. So the English invented the word soccer. They also invented the game of soccer.
Told you.
Soccer was the slang for association football. So it became association was shortened, and then to be one of the people that did it, they added the ER, which made it a soccer. Became soccer. Rugby, the players became ruggers. Rugby football, you became ruggers. Association football, you became soccers. America in the late 1800s was kind of, America started using the word soccer because it came from England, who invented the game.
They ought to know.
And then the rest of the world said, wait a minute, the Americans are calling it soccer. We don't want to call it what the Americans are calling it, so we'll all call it football.
And the
English purposefully quit calling it soccer so they wouldn't be like the Americans. We got the word from them. They didn't like us using the word, so then they switched the name and all act haughty that we're still calling it their game because we came up with American football. Can you believe that?
Two people separated by a common language.
They've
got to be
make
different.
up the name and then mock us for using the name that they gave us. Because they're very cosmopolitan, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
I know who I'm not
for out of them.
Winning the World Cup. Them.
Britain. Yeah,
the
I was hoping
English.
we'd get them in a match before this was all over.
Well, after I saw last night, I'm glad we didn't play them in a match.
Yeah, that might have been
They're good, too.
Yeah.
We're just better with guns.
Yeah, and football. Real football.
Right, real guns, not Ballo guns.
No.
Just real guns. We'll be back.
Scott Beason, president of ARP, Alabama Recovering Politicians.
Alabama Unfiltered Radio with Scott Beason.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Alabama Unfiltered Radio. Thank you for listening to the show, and thank you for telling other people about it. We have a great time here, and we appreciate y'all listening and everything you do for us. No reason to be down, whether it's what's going on in the world, whether it's sports, whether it's politics, society in general. We're just here to talk about it and to let you know what we see happening. Let's go out to Sam from Pike County. He might have some answers for us. Sam, welcome to the program. I hope you're well. Happy Tuesday to you.
One sec.
Okay.
What? You wouldn't believe it.
Yeah.
But I would.
Scott.
Yes, sir.
Scott, thank y'all for taking my call. I am well. I'm feeling good, and I can answer the question you floated earlier. Why doesn't America go down into Central America and play some of those home teams, possibly even on their own turf?
Yeah.
Well, I Oh, excuse me. No, man. I spent a little over a year of my life down with Army Engineers and I got to experience a lot of the cultural things they do. And one of them is the football or the soccer game, and because they got the stadium, it's right where the road from the airport comes into San Salvador. You can't just they would have crowds like you wouldn't believe. But I remember always being warned. The embassy, they told make sure everybody knew when El Salvador was playing. Excuse me, Honduras, and there was I think maybe Guatemala. There was a couple of them. There would be deaths during the game because the crowd would just get wrapped up and crazy. And there was literally, they called it the 100-hour war, the soccer war, football war back in the middle of summer of 1969. And I mean, it just people literally died in soccer games. Excuse me. I get on the phone, and now I got a bill. Drive me crazy. But that, God, this is awful. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing well, man. How are you?
Anyway,
I heard that they had a legitimate war between Honduras and El Salvador. Now, they wanted to be a war already, but the soccer game just kind of tipped it off. But
yeah. Well, I did a lot of my engineering up around the border between Honduras and El Salvador, and you could see where people on each side of the border had gone through and clear cut the forest, made a horrible mess.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was miles in places, and you get those warnings that people are serious. You know, you didn't want to be out there moving dirt around or doing something, and I got jokers taking shots at you for no good reason. You know?
Right.
But I'm just throwing that out there. There's
so you're saying there's some reasons not to go to these other wonderful, wonderful countries around the world that we're supposed to respect and revere and bring as many of their citizens as possible to the United States because they're pretty crazy. It's pretty rough there.
Yes, sir. Different norms, different culture. It's an experience. You know, the guys you're not going to leave the soccer game once it starts. So they say traditionally people just roll up. Everybody's got a little flyer. They roll into a tube and they wee through it right there in the stands. And so as the game goes on, that builds up and the heat and the pressure and they're packed in there. Yeehaw, man! Like I said, it's not for the timid.
Yeah. I can only imagine when we went to the Dominican Republic for Merritt and them playing internationally, it was a different kind of world. I think people forget it. I've been to a lot of places. I mean, compared to a lot of folks, I wouldn't say as many as some, but I've been to another number of countries, and just the fact that so many Americans think that the rest of the world, Sam, is basically just another state in the United States is one of the dumbest things I've ever heard, because the world is vastly different than the United States. Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is, and that's I see it now. All this, like the theft that has happened against the devaluation of our own currency. How much of it got pumped out, stolen, pumped into the rest of the world, and it's like a drop in the bucket of a lot of poor, hungry, mean people out there.
Yeah. And it was supposed to fix the rest of the world. It was supposed to cause the rest of the world to come up in its living standards, and if everybody was economically better off, they would all love each other and get along, and it would be great. And all we did is probably take mine and your tax dollars and pump it into the oligarchs of the third world and across Europe and the international bankers. That's what we did.
Yes, sir. Yeah, absolutely. That's what I saw initially. You kept popping up out of Doge, just how bad it was, and it all makes sense now. But yeah, Americans always should guard Americans. That's one of the big lessons we learned over the years in Afghanistan. It just the different people. Some folks don't take their positions as serious as they should, and it costs. You'll pay in lives. That's what I had, brother.
You got it, Sam. I appreciate you, buddy. Good points.
Good show. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, buddy. Sky. When we were in the DR, as people who call it, who travel, the Dominican Republic. Look, I don't have anything against the people. People, I mean, a lot of the people are very nice. Okay, I say they're very nice. It's not like being in America. Okay, people they don't talk to each other really. They don't say hello that much. The people in the hotel do, and they're very, very nice. But I kind of think it's just not culturally normal to say hello or no, you go ahead, or no, okay, great. Well, what do you think about that? Just taking up conversation is not the norm, and so we took a taxi over to one of the ball games, and then we had to arrange. I think the next time we Ubered, had to arrange to get, but just the difference in the culture, like you come out of the game and or before the game, there's just tens of grown men just standing outside the doors, wanting to either sell you tickets or sell you something on the way in, or wanting you to come ride with them on the way back to the hotel, and you're like, I don't even know who you are. Why would I get in a car with you? You're just a guy standing out here, and there's no official, way to tell who the good guys are and the bad guys are. When you leave the hotel, I think I told you this, Sky. I went down one morning. This is in the daytime. We're right across. There's a casino attached to the hotel. This is one of the nicer places. The ocean is right across the road. There's a boardwalk that's miles long. Beautiful. And I'm like, hey, which way should I walk? And they're like, walk?
Walk.
And I'm like, yeah, it's the morning time. I was going to go for a walk. Which way should I walk? And they're like, walk? Again. I'm like, yeah. So now I'm thinking I've used the wrong word. Maybe there's a communication breakdown. I'm like, no, I'm just going to go for a morning walk. And they're like, well, we don't advise you to walk anywhere. And I'm like, really? Well, yeah, it's you could get robbed. And I'm like, well, I'm a 6'4", guy. And they're like, yeah, you're American. I'm like,
and you look like an American.
And I look pretty pasty, yeah. And they're like, well, if you're gonna walk, go left. That's more towards town. The university's right there. Just don't really get off just stay on the boardwalk. And I realized, Sky, this boardwalk is right across the street. I bet I don't see 5 other people walking. It's 8:30 in the morning, 9 o'clock. No one's using this thing that was built, because even the people there are not using it. I'm like, well, what is going on here? And there were a whole number of things. Scott, you're just bashing people from another. I'm not. Look, be proud of it. If you're from the Dominican and you love it or whatever, be proud of it. But for the love, can we as Americans realize how blessed we are, especially in the South?
Amen.
Because I don't want to hear this one. They're like, well, there's places you can't go in the cities in America. I know that. And those are blue dot cities that I don't go to. The places that I frequent, the people who believe like I believe, I can go to their neighborhoods. I can go to their ball games. I can go to their events. And I don't worry about getting shot, killed, stabbed, or robbed. The people who believe like me. Now, the places where they believe like leftist, you can't go. Have y'all thought about that? The people who tell me how great the rest of the world are have created little places in America that I can't go to. They're the ones who said, let's have public transportation like they do in other parts of the world. So we spend millions and millions and millions of dollars creating a system that me or my family can't wisely use. How is that? Well, let's have this downtown where we have these places where we can have entertainment and games and concerts and all this stuff. Yeah, and I can't go and park 2 blocks away and walk to it. So, yeah, there are places in America that are, but those places have tried their best not to be American. And we can do better. I want to ask y'all about the celebration for the 4th. What y'all thought about what happened in Washington, D.C.? I love the fact that those military guys and girls sang, and I would argue some of them were better than the original artist. You can't say that, Scott. Well, yes, I can, because I don't know anything about music, but I know who sounded good and who usually sounds like somebody strangling a cat. I know that. We got to take a break. We'll be back.
Scott Beason, president of ARP, Alabama Recovering Politicians.
Welcome back into the program, everybody. This is Alabama Unfiltered Radio. I appreciate you listening. I'm Scott Beason, Big Sky Mountain Mosley with me as well. I want to ask y'all, on the 4th, did y'all watch the events in Washington, D.C., the fireworks? I saw parts of it. Apparently it was kind of put off because of the weather. But didn't it, set the world record for the most munitions ever shot? I mean, it was huge.
Blew up wide. Everything.
It was great. It was amazing. And they had performances done by a number of them were from the military. I don't know how many bands actually stayed. I guess there was a lot of stigma. And I would argue that not all of these performers decided not to do the 250th anniversary of the United States out of some sort of personal conviction. My guess is some of them did, because I don't know how they are incapable. If I had any kind of talent, musical talent, or even if they asked, if Barack Obama was president, who I think divided the country, who I think was a socialist, arguably a Muslim, probably the first, well, that shouldn't matter, but
yeah,
not anybody that I would support, okay? If he asked me to come and give a short speech on how great America was or something, just a rah-rah speech, and he says, look, just talk about how good America is, and I was asked to come do that for the 250th anniversary of America, I would absolutely do it. There's no way that I say, oh, I don't like Barack Obama, and I'm not going to go do it.
I know, it's so crybaby.
Oh, if Barack Obama, brought the best radio host in the country to Washington, D.C., and I made that list, I would absolutely go.
That's and that's the difference between us and them. We understand that the history of this country and this nation and what it stands for is much bigger than Barack Obama, no matter what our political feelings are.
It's much bigger than any one president.
Right. Yeah. So we would go, it would be an honor to come and be a representative in honor of our country, no matter how we felt about the current president.
Yes.
Because we love our country.
I don't understand it at all. I went to see.
That's it. We're builders, they're destroyers. How about that?
Yeah. No, it's true. No, it's true. Okay. I can't see any other way around it. We're out there trying to pull the cart and make America better, while the left is trying to take the wheels off the cart so the cart can be destroyed.
And anything they can find to nitpick and complain and nag about,
right?
They do, as long as it drags the country down.
Well, you can't have a revolution.
Destroyers.
You can't have a revolution with happy people.
That's true.
I mean, you can't. You
got to make them upset.
You got to have
them
get them
in the
upset.
street.
They do.
Yeah.
And there's plenty of things to be upset about. I've said it many, many times. Probably one of my only decent quotes is the left is not always wrong about what's wrong with America. They're just always wrong about how to make it right. And we just, man, I just thought that celebration in Washington, D.C. was fantastic. I thought the people who sang the songs were fantastic. There's that one lady who was really, really good. And I find it so sad that a 250th anniversary celebration with a president who would have, he would have pretty much done anything that America wanted, as far as, hey, how big do you want this to be? How much do you want to do? Some presidents might not care as much, but Donald Trump loves to have a celebration. He loves to make events big. It was still wonderful. The 250th anniversary of the country was still wonderful. So many local places did a fantastic job. And just for people on the left who can't put aside their difference, it was kind of sad. But I thought what happened in Washington was good. I wasn't there. I didn't get to see what happened with the national fair or whatever they had. I don't know how many people came or whatever. My guess is President Trump putting the National Guard in Washington, D.C. and getting the crime down. Part of that now in retrospect, I think they were trying to get the Capitol somewhat ready for the 250th celebration.
Yes.
And if you want to see insanity, look at how many people were celebrating the reflecting pool turning green.
I know.
That was the biggest story some of the members of the mainstream media could get. And then they didn't want to hear anything about whether or not it had been seeded with algae, which there's pretty good evidence that apparently might have been the case. And then people were in there trying to tear up the liner. Their own video. The president says some other people trying to tear it up. And oh, no, there's no... It's on video. But the fact that was a big deal to them, that they only have two options. They were celebrating that it was clear for a day or two, and then it turned green, so it's Trump's fault. But it has been a green, nasty mess for years, forever. Since Obama was working on it.
At least. And
you just think, are y'all not for? I mean, Trump went through and the government cleaned the monuments and cleaned the statues that BLM had sprayed and all this kind of stuff, making the city look like something close to maybe what an American capital should look like. And they were mad about it, Sky. These people literally want to live in a third world country.
Any excuse to hate this guy. Maybe you haven't heard, but the usual suspects are complaining about the fireworks, the tremendous fireworks display.
They didn't like the smoke. What did they?
The smoke, it hurt your eyeballs. You had to breathe it. It's horrible.
It's just,
my goodness.
You know, and here's the thing: they told us that we can't use words that describe them.
It's a fireworks display. You know,
it really is.
Come on, it probably scared them too. You know.
No, they're very used to. They're very used to explosives. They live in blue dot cities, man.
I suppose.
Well, they're used to that.
Well, usually they could run away, you know.
Oh my gosh! But I do
think sad people.
Let me ask you another question, okay? Because we have millions of liberals, right?
Yes,
millions of liberals who worry about the environment, who worry about they're all these Karens, all these millions of people who want to live in a commune and work for the betterment of everyone. Let me ask a question: how is it possible that in these blue dot cities filled with Karen and Kyle, how is there any trash on the streets or in a parking lot? These are the people who act like they want every stream cleaned. They want all these things done. But here's the catching point that everyone should notice, Sky. They don't intend to do it. They'll protest for it. They'll demand it. But you know what they need? They need some red hat wearing conservative and his brand new company called Trash Picker Uppers. They need to take your and my money and pay me and you, Trash Picker Uppers Inc., to come through and clean up the mess they threw on the ground because they care more than you and I do.
They care more publicly. They feel more about it.
Yes.
But when it comes to doing the actual work, somebody else needs to show up and do it.
If everybody in New York City got a Dollar General bag, you know the yellow bags, right? The little yellow.
Sure.
So I'm not talking about a big bag. If everyone in New York City carried them a Dollar General bag out today and picked up some of the trash, and they all quit throwing their trash down, in less than a month, New York City would look like something way better than it looks right now.
Yeah, just a little common sense and personal responsibility.
But they're not going to do that. Where's the rallying cry for that?
They're too good.
They really are. I'm not doing that. That is
you people.
That is beneath me.
That's for people that take pride in where they live and where they work and who they come with.
I mean, the regular people I know, they can't walk out of the front of their building and see that little pile of trash over there all day, every day. Eventually, you're going to be like, I got to pick that up. Nobody else is going to pick it up. I'm going to pick it up.
I'll pick it up. I'll take that shopping cart in.
But they won't do it in these cities.
No, they don't care. They love to complain. And
love to live in filth and complain about it.
Somebody else's problem.
We got to take a break. We'll be back.
Scott Beason, president of ARP, Alabama Recovering Politicians.
Alabama Unfiltered Radio with Scott Beason.
Welcome back in, everybody. So, couple of quick things. President Donald J. Trump had a 90-minute, 80-something at least, minute phone conversation over the Independence Day weekend with Russian President Vladimir Putin. Apparently, the effort is to try to find a peace in Ukraine. I don't know how many of y'all keep up with any of the goings-on of Ukraine, but I know that lots of Americans, rally to Ukraine. Russia's the evil boogeyman. Ukraine is a screwed-up mess. Ukraine was a screwed-up mess before, and unfortunately, I think the Ukrainian people, just like all these wars, all these conflicts, I mean, the things that the United States does that are terrible, that's not the American people. We're not asking for that. In most places, most countries, especially any country of any size, there's a fairly large disconnect between its leadership and its people. But Ukraine, I mean, they clearly were involved in laundering money back to the United States, even if it was for campaigns. That allegation is pretty well founded. We send them billions and billions and billions, and they send millions and millions back to be used in campaigns. And it looks as if the Ukrainian leadership, for whatever reason, I don't know, y'all have to tell me. I've got my theories, but some of them are clearly unacceptable in civil society. But why would you let not all, but we'll say all for the hyperbole of it, all your young men die? They have decimated their population. And the war could have come to an end pretty quickly early on. But Great Britain vetoed that, which still amazes me that Great Britain has. So you got to ask yourself, how does Great Britain have that kind of stick anywhere? Well, it must be the bankers, because that's all Great Britain has. It's not their army, Sky.
No.
It's not their navy.
What makes them powerful?
It's not their bellicose population, okay? They've got a bellicose population, but it came from other countries. So what makes them powerful? What gives them any influence? It's not their GDP. It's not their economy. Yeah, it's not that anybody's like, oh, we're going to have to cut off trade. They'll cut off trade with us. That's not what England has. So it's got to be the bankers, the global financial folks. And so why did Ukraine? Last I read about Ukraine was they were trying to make women fight, Sky.
Yeah, they have roving bands that will pull you off the street.
And send you to the front.
Yeah, and the next thing you know, you're on your way to the front.
And during the
desperate.
war, they've got people kind of migrating in from other countries to kind of help kind of take over some of the places that are kind of left without any owners and men and kind of resettle. They're already doing that. Scott, I don't even know what you're talking about. Go look it up. I would advise some of you not to look it up. Don't ask the questions if you don't want to know any of the answers. But the fact that they're willing to sacrifice all their people for what? On the altar of what? I mean, wars have happened since the beginning of time. And yeah, you can fight till the very last person. But that's not what was asked for, apparently. It could have been settled pretty quickly. We can't just let them take it. Okay, I get it. But all those dead young men, and if the numbers, which I doubt the numbers are accurate, coming out of some of these liberal news organizations and based on Ukrainian numbers on how many Russians have died, because they're always like, oh, they're killing 5 times as many Russians as really?
Can't trust your.
Do y'all really believe that? I mean, maybe it's true. I don't know.
Well, if some of those numbers are correct, we're going to be out of Russians before too much longer.
Oh, there wouldn't.
It's kind of ridiculous,
right?
So
they just say stuff to make it look like there's a chance or they're winning or whatever, and there are people still who want the battle escalated, but it looks like Putin and maybe Zelensky are going to have some peace talks, and we'll see. Supposed to some of that talking is supposed to be at this NATO summit in Turkey.
And when all this is settled, it's going to pretty much be divided about the way it would have been
at the very beginning. The Russian-speaking parts are going to end up part of Russia, and the Ukrainian-speaking parts are going to be Ukraine.
Yeah. So all this was for what? The Ukrainian government has been known to be corrupt for decades.
Yes.
It was the playground of the West, money laundering, sex trafficking, drugs, all kind of.
Yes.
And the Russians know this.
Yes.
And
the Ukrainian oligarchs thought it was funny to go down to the Russian-speaking areas and abuse people and kill people. And there was no appealing to the government, hey, come and straighten this out, because apparently the Ukrainian mob or mafia or whichever group seems to be running things, and we had to play in it. And one of the presidents was too pro-Russian, so we had to help start a revolution and oust him. We probably cheated in the election to get him ousted, and then maybe we helped him cheat to get the actor Zelensky elected. You wouldn't think people would be dumb enough to do that, but they did it, and it is a real mess. So the NATO summit's in Turkey, Sky, right?
Turkey.
Turkey.
That's the one.
Have you seen who? I shouldn't even bring this up because people get ill about it. But have you seen who is now being marked as the next enemy of our greatest ally in the Middle East, Israel?
Whose number has come up now?
Turkey.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, they could sure light up a hot spot in that part of the world.
They're openly saying Turkey's is the enemy. And like, Turkey's a NATO country. Now, some of us were like, hey, don't let Turkey into NATO, but it happened. I'm like, so we went from Iraq so we ended up with Iraq destabilized, and we did that. Then Syria was the big problem, remember? And then we got rid of the Syrian guy, Assad or whatever, and put in the ISIS guy. Am I right? Is he ISIS or Al Qaeda?
The Arab Spring, the great revolution that was going to be so wonderful. It didn't turn out so well.
Yeah, for us. But then we recently let the new Syrian guy. That was in the last couple of years, and we helped usher in that, and so. Then we've got Iran, who we've throttled back. They're not going to have a regime change. I don't know how that's going. And then so now there's talk of Turkey. Like, what is the deal here?
It's already kind of a hot spot.
Everybody can't be the enemy, can they? Well, maybe they can.
We'll wait and see, I suppose, but maybe. Whatever it takes.
I'm just
Scott.
giving
Whatever
y'all a
it
heads
takes.
up. So just prepare yourself for the news for the next few years. Every couple weeks there'll be some meanness out of Turkey, and oh my gosh, everybody's a victim. We have to go fight Turkey. I just can't take it much longer, Sky. We got to take a break. Lots of stuff to do. We'll be back.
Scott Beason, president of ARP, Alabama Recovering Politicians.
Back in. Welcome back in, everybody. So here's the story. This is a new story. What is this, James? Soccer what?
Yes, James has had enough of soccer, apparently.
Oh, he's had enough of soccer. Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of done with soccer too. I'm ready for college football. This story that we're talking about is starting to really ramp up a little bit. Story over at the Hill by Laura Kelly and Philippe, my bad.
Philippe.
F-I-L-I-P, by the way. Without my glasses, it looks like Flip, but it's F-I-L, and it's all capitals. So,
well, who knows what that is?
Timotua. All the names right there are capital. I guess we don't do capitals and lowercase anymore, but uppercase, lowercase. As President Trump heads to Turkey for this week's NATO summit, he is facing growing pushback from Republicans. You want me to read their whole sentence completely?
Yes, let's have it. Come on.
Okay. Facing growing pushback from Republicans and Israel, who oppose admitting the ally back into the F-35 fighter jet program. Now, here's what they're saying, Sky. Okay, let me ask you a question.
Break it down, man. Okay.
Well, I have to get some things. So we have been told that all these other countries around the world are sovereign, right? Do I not understand what sovereign means?
Well, it's often used conveniently.
Yeah,
and it has been for quite a while.
Because sovereign was supposed to mean you do your own thing, right?
Right.
It's my body. I'll do what I want with it.
Of the rest of you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Sovereign. That's what I thought. I thought it meant that. So would Turkey be a sovereign country?
In my mind,
that can
yes.
kind of do what they want, right?
Yes.
Who are
absolutely.
you to tell me? Who are you, United States, to tell anybody how to do anything, right? Right?
Well, that's
sovereign country.
Right.
Now, if a sovereign country wants to buy potatoes from Ireland, do they still grow potatoes after the famine or whatever?
Yes, they're back.
Okay.
They're back.
Potatoes from Ireland, bananas from, I don't know, Panama, Honduras.
Yes, very good.
Maybe a little coffee from Colombia.
Oh yeah, Juan Valdez.
Can they do that?
Absolutely.
They can buy some coffee from Colombia and some bananas from Honduras
As
to
a matter
feed
of fact,
their people.
We support them with international shipping laws that all sovereign nations agree upon. Yes.
Now, when it comes to defending themselves or defending oneself, could I buy a Colombian-made knife and then carry it on one side of my belt and maybe buy a Brazilian-made Taurus handgun and put it in the holster on the other side as a sovereign person? Can I do that?
Yes.
Okay, and I think everybody would agree. You won't believe what the talking point for the members of Congress in the United States are on why Trump needs to not sell F-35 fighters to Turkey.
Now, this is something that has been done in the past.
Oh yeah, we've
sold a lot of military
we've sold
equipment
them stuff to a lot of different people, right?
Yeah, to everybody else in the world, free and otherwise.
We're going to claim now. I would argue that the Congress is claiming this because somebody said, "Hey, look, you got to have a reason. You cannot just go say we can't sell fighters to Turkey, who's a NATO ally, right? Because Israel tells us we can't." You can't go say that. Congressman, Senator, you can't say that. So what do you got? What do we have? What is the talking point?
I don't know. I'm stumped.
Well, I'll give it to you because that's what we do here. The talking point is that, well, we can't sell you F-35 fighter aircraft because you also have Russian,
yes, the dirty Russians.
Russian air defense system.
I was right there. I was almost to it. Yep.
So Turkey doesn't have the right to buy their air defense, which look, why are we worried about it? I thought we were told it sucked. That's an official scientific term, okay? I thought we were told it was ineffective. I thought we were told it was horrible. So why aren't we okay with them having a terrible, awful, ineffective Russian air defense system?
That's their business anyway.
As a
sovereign
nation. But that is what we are going to say the problem is.
So we can't sell advanced weapons to NATO-affiliated countries because
I thought that's partially what NATO was for. I thought that's what we were whining about. Oh, if you make them all buy all this, spend a certain percentage of their budget on military weapons, it's just so you can sell them military weapons, right?
Somebody call Raytheon and McDonnell Douglas and let them in on this little thing we got going on, because they're not going to be amused.
The Trump administration has already given a green light for the sale of the F-110 fighter jet engines. Turkey is building their own stealth jets that are Turkish, but they want to buy American motors to put in them, which seems reasonable. But apparently, somebody's against that.
Well, you got to understand, this has been going on since the formation of NATO. Before that, since World War II, we've been selling arms to, everyone.
We sell any arms to anybody that'll buy them.
You got the money? You want to make a trade, baby.
Make a deal.
Let's deal. Let's talk.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, whose relationship with Trump has been badly damaged during the Iran war, sent a message to the president through Fox News. Did you hear that sentence? Sent a message to the president through Fox News on Monday to oppose an F-35 transfer. The other thing I'd like to say, because we're on the verge of the president going to Turkey, I don't think they should be given F-35s or the engines for their fighter jets, because that'll upset the power balance in the Middle East, which is ultimately, this is what he says. This is the quote from Benji, which is ultimately guaranteed by Israeli air superiority and also by, I think, America's posture in the Middle East. I'm glad you threw America in there, because that is where the superiority comes from, is us sitting there. We write to this as a group of bipartisan lawmakers on July the 2nd. We write today to express deep concern about any effort to sell F-35s to Turkey. Now, here's my question for everybody listening, including myself, because I'm talking to myself. Do you remember any time recently or even a few years ago that we were told Turkey's the enemy? Does anyone recall any kind of run-up so that when over July the 4th weekend we're told, oh no, we can't sell airplanes to Turkey because they're the enemy? Now, it gets even better, Sky. People don't listen to this show for no reason. Do you want to hear what the rest of the claim is about why Turkey's bad?
I always thought they were a stabilizing force in the region.
Well, Benjamin Netanyahu also said, this is from a YouTube video from 21 hours ago, the Turkish regime, this is the quote, I put Turkish in front of it, regime, quote, regime infected with Muslim Brotherhood. Now, they may be, but why did I not know that week before last? Why did I not know that in February? Why did I not know that at the end of last year? It just sounds very convenient to me that now we're getting around to deciding that Turkey is the enemy. And oh, by the way, they're infected with the Muslim Brotherhood. You know why? Because we in America are taught, reasonably so, that the Muslim Brotherhood is not a good deal. It's not a good deal. I'm absolutely opposed to them. But when we're over here saying, hey, look, a bunch of these folks around here, these groups in America that are Islamic are funded by, follow the Muslim Brotherhood, I was told to shut up and I was being Islamophobic. Here's another PSYOP clashing with another PSYOP. Now I'm supposed to be, well, heck, fire. You can't be for Turkey. You can't sell them planes because the Muslim Brotherhood is infected. They're infected with the Muslim Brotherhood. So what am I supposed to believe again?
You got to get a scorecard.
And how many days does it take to convince Americans that they have a new enemy?
I'm not even sure they have to be convinced anymore. Scott.
It's just whatever. Oh, yeah, we don't even have to. It doesn't matter what our will is.
Yeah.
So now we got a new one. But I did find it fascinating that you can't, as a sovereign country, we don't want you having some Russian stuff and some of our stuff.
I smelled something was fishy as soon as you said, and part of we can't sell the F-35s. Yeah. They have a Russian defense. Wait, they're bringing out the boogeyman of Russia.
Yeah. Oh, okay. You got to be.
I've heard this tune before. I know all the verses.
Can't settle that. They're talking to the Russians.
Here's a new verse. Same as the first.
But a whole lot worse.
Everybody sing along. Yeah.
Oh, well, it's happening. We'll get out to your phone calls after this. We'll be back.
Scott Beason, president of ARP, Alabama Recovering Politicians.
Alabama Unfiltered Radio with Scott Beason.
Welcome back in, everybody. Alabama Unfiltered Radio. We appreciate you listening. Let's get out to your phone calls. Reverend Precipitous. Reverend, how are you today? Hope you had a good weekend. I hope Sunday morning went well.
Well, over here at the First Congregational Non-Denominational Church of the Commons, and you kind of talking about Israel again, but I got to tell you, we got something going on, and you solved our problem about an hour ago. You've done it. I called the deacons, because you know what we're doing over here. August the 24th, we're having a big celebration at Hertz Hatch over here at the campground. We have a Person of the Year every year. And this year, it is the birthday of our person exemplifying the Person of the Year, Mike Huckabee. Now listen, we have built us a replica of the Lincoln swimming pool. Okay? We got trash in it. And we're trying to have the radio people of the state come over here and speak. And you promised to speak a little earlier. We are so happy. The deacons are happy. Woo! You're going to help us pick up some trash too, ain't you?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no doubt. I'll even bring my own garbage bag.
Your Dollar General.
Yeah, or some Dollar General bags.
It's
a lot easier to fill them
anyway.
up.
Yeah.
Well, we invited Dale Jackson, Joy Clark, Jeff Poore, Amy Beth, and Allison, Greg Bedell. We even called in the Brits and Jocelyn, and we couldn't get nobody. We're so happy we got you coming. Now, listen, this is the acronym that we thought up when we knew that you done it. You fenced yourself in. This is what we call your fencing yourself in. You ready for it?
Yes, sir.
Tough radio announcement, straight jackets host. What we picking up? Trash. Oh, can't wait to see you. Get over here to Hudson Hatchet.
You got it, Reverend. I can't wait to see y'all either, and the deacons.
Thank you.
Thank you. First denominational, non-denominational, first congregational, Church of the Commons.
That sounds about right.
Right down from the campground, and the prison, and the casino, in Hertz-Ahatchee.
All are welcome, brothers and sisters.
All are welcome. Let's go to James. James, welcome to the program.
Scott, I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to do with that, but look, all right, on one side you have the Russian missile defense system. Is this correct?
That's what it says. That's one of the things they have.
Okay.
It's something another 400 series, I think.
All right, and then on the other side you have the F-35.
Yep.
F for fighter. Okay?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Not like C for cargo, but fighter. Have you read and I'm not expecting an answer here, Scott, because I mean we only got like 30 more minutes.
I'll give you an answer, probably.
Have you read the specs on an F-35?
Oh no, I have not.
Okay, maybe that's one thing you might want to do. All right.
So you telling me these congressmen that are worried?
What I'm trying to tell you
it.
is I'm not suggesting that they can even read.
Okay.
They probably can't spell congressman.
Okay.
They probably write congressperson.
Okay.
Because some of the congressmen are female, so henceforth and they don't know what a woman is anymore anyway.
Right. So you might as well call them all men.
Supreme Court's justice that can't tell you that a woman is born with a uterus, okay? Mm-hmm. She has a set of ovaries, one on either side of the abdomen.
Yep.
This is inside, Scott, okay?
Yeah.
Not like
just hanging off the side. Right. I got you.
Correct. You know why that is, don't you, Scott?
Because if it was a guy, it'd be a deuterus, not a uterus.
Sure.
That's fine.
Temperature.
Thank you.
The reason the testes are outside the body.
Right. It's because God said, I'm going to put them out here. And if somebody's acting up, they're going to get kicked right in them, and then they're going to quit whatever crap they're doing.
Now, you added that on there, Scott. Remember that. Now,
I think it was in.
When we're having to answer for every idle word, make sure that I need somebody as a witness. Sky, you gonna be there for
I'll
me?
be your witness. I'll testify.
Okay.
Your Honor.
All right. Now,
I think it was in Ecclesiastes.
I may fold under cross-examination, though.
Let's go back to not the purpose of my call, because the reason I called here was because of the coal ash issue that they got down in Mobile.
Coal ash? When did we talk about coal ash, James?
You have not.
I
know.
know.
I'm going to wedge that in there because, in other words, to go along with your who cares topic, but let's go back to what we were talking about.
Okay, F-35.
Okay.
I'm looking at the specs right now.
What I'm trying to get at is this, Scott.
Mm-hmm.
you have one system from Russia, and you have another system from the United States.
Okay.
Now, if you're sold both of those systems, you're not just stuck out there with it. They actually send some people that help you learn how to use them. You're trained as to how the systems work. So the real issue at hand is whether or not we want them to have the Russian defense system and then our F-35 so they could reverse engineer something where the F-35 is basically moot because of the other system that they have in their hand. You see what I'm getting at? So ultimately, if you're selling that F-35 to Turkey, who has the Russian missile defense system, and they have techs on the ground with this system, and now they got this other little toy they can figure out how to play with and block.
Well, a NATO country would never do that, James.
What now?
A NATO country would never do that.
Oh, no, of course not. That's kind of like all the money that you and I spent, those of us that did, celebrating the 250th birthday of this country, and went to Walmart or Target or wherever and bought their nice little 250 red, white, and blue shirt. And you look on the inside and it says made in China. Now, how much of that money went back over there, and then they send that to North Korea or whoever?
Yep.
I mean, I'm just a simple-minded human being, Scott. I don't, I try not to let too much rattle me because God is sovereign. He has providence. And if it wasn't for that reality and that ideal, I'd be sitting around here, maybe writing a book that would attack those kinds of things, and like what we were just rambling about, Scott.
Only 4 countries right now, this is funny, have Russian air defense systems and American fighter jets. Now, none of them have the most recent American fighter jets. They're still back at F-16s. Greece, Egypt, Turkey, Ukraine.
Well, you familiar with those golden domes, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you know Turkey's trying to build a golden dome or an iron dome?
Here's something I'm going to say that I should just keep my mouth shut. I've said this to Sky once.
Okay.
But the same people that produce those domes also are capable of developing missile guidance systems, or vice versa.
Absolutely, they are. I'm with you, James.
It's the way weapons work.
I wouldn't put my address on the air.
Heck no.
Gentlemen,
get a little nervous, do you?
Appreciate it, James.
Y'all have a nice day and a good week and a happy 2026 and all the rest of it. Scott.
What?
You coming to see me next week, baby? It's a week from today.
Man.
The Doster Center from 6 to 8.
Well, call us again. We'll send as many people as we can there. Thanks, buddy.
Or you can come see me the 15th at New South Books at 105 South Court Street.
Yep, that'd be great. Thanks, James.
Well, why don't we just do one on your front porch?
I'd have to give out my address, which everybody knows, so it doesn't matter. We got to take another break. Right, Sky?
Yes, we do.
We'll be back.
Scott Beason, president of ARP, Alabama Recovery.
Alabama Unfiltered Radio with Scott Beason.
Welcome back into the program, everybody. So here's the deal. This is an interesting story, okay? Mitch McConnell, former majority leader in the U.S. Senate. I think your mic is on, your FaceTime's on, Sky. This is what is out there, okay? Here's a story. Who wrote this story? Golly, bum. Marianne Angelia. Conservative activist. I don't know how conservative she really is, but she's somewhat well known. Laura Loomer and journalist Desiree Townsend both claimed yesterday that Senator Mitch McConnell has been declared brain dead, citing unnamed sources. You know, he had some sort of health issue, went in the hospital. His wife ends up in China, by the way. Have y'all seen that?
No, I was not aware of that.
Oh, yeah, she's meeting with Chinese people within like 2 or 3 days of him being hospitalized is one of the stories. Let me see if I can find that for you. I didn't even think about
That's some intrigue right there now.
Let's see, wife to China. Let's see what that says. The Daily Beast. Mitch McConnell's wife's bizarre move after CPR drama revealed.
I know when my husband or wife would be in the ICU in critical condition, the first thing I think about is jetting off to China.
Got to get to China. People.com. Yeah. Is People.com is not right-wing Scott Beason kind of stuff, is it?
No, it's not.
Here's the headline from People.com. Mitch McConnell's wife, Elaine Chao, not Elaine McConnell, by the way. Elaine Chao traveled to China for work 3 days after he was hospitalized. Sky, did you travel like to China 3 days after your wife was hospitalized?
Sir, all the traveling I did was to the hospital.
To the hospital where she was.
Yeah, and sometimes I slept there. So, no, I didn't do any international excursions whatsoever.
So this story is from July the 6th. Again, People Magazine, July the 6th. Daniel Levine. Okay? Need to know. Senator Mitch McConnell was hospitalized on June the 14th. 3 days later, his wife, Elaine Chao, was in Beijing. Now, you don't just drive to Beijing, do you? It's just past Arab? Is that where Beijing is? Just go up almost to Guntersville?
No, it's a hoot and a holler over yonder.
She met with Chinese Vice President Han Jing, according to the Chinese state media, and a photo of the meeting. So it wasn't low-level stuff. The reason for McConnell's hospitalization remains a mystery, but follows after recent health scares. Now, back to the story that I was telling you. Laura Loomer and, what's their name? Desiree, whatever, claimed that Mitch McConnell has been declared brain dead. In response to the claims, a spokesperson for McConnell said the senator continues to improve in the hospital and is working closely with his staff on Kentucky and Senate matters while the Senate is out of session.
You don't say.
Really? Do they have the gall to say, oh, Mitch is working on Kentucky and Senate matters while he's in the hospital? What a bunch of hogwash. Senator McConnell appreciates the outpouring of support he's receiving while he continues his recovery in the hospital. The senator continues to improve and is working closely with his staff on Kentucky and Senate matters while the Senate is out of session. Loomer wrote on X that according to a senior source she said was close to the White House, McConnell has been declared brain dead and was not expected to recover.
Well, which is it?
I don't know.
I mean, no, I'm not trying to make any fun of this situation whatsoever, but you can't be brain dead and work in the Senate, can you?
Yes. There is a bunch of members of the U.S. Senate who are brain dead, and they are working on Senate matters. There's no doubt about that.
Okay, point taken, but I'm seeing some conflicting reports here.
I get your point. Now, what I saw, so Desiree Townsend says, I've heard the same thing from my sources for days. At this point, I'm at the hospital for when they eventually decide to cut him off life support and move his body. Now, that's what the other person said. Now, here's what I've heard, or what I saw another article of. The conspiracy theory. The conspiracy theory is they can't figure out what to do with Mitch McConnell, and the question is, can they keep him alive? Because if they keep him alive, he remains a United States senator.
Right.
Now, Republicans don't have his vote, which they don't care about, right?
Okay.
And in the state of Kentucky, apparently, what they're afraid of is that if they say Mitch McConnell has to go, guess who probably runs for the United States Senate in the state of Kentucky? Thomas Massey.
Oh.
Who they
that's going to upset a little apple cart.
They just spent $15 million in opposition for Congress, and a lot of people wonder how legitimate the actual election was. Imagine having to do that on a statewide campaign.
And do it, it's first time's easy. As my ex-wife said, anybody can do it once. The second time's tough.
Well, here's the other thing. What if that election happens to be in the fall?
Oh.
Where all the eyes are on, hey, y'all better not be cheating. Safe act, executive orders on not cheating and all this kind of stuff. Can you imagine?
That's gonna be tough.
That the most clamped down election we may have in a long time
it's gonna be tough.
Has Thomas Massey on the ballot?
Oh, man. Second time's going to be tough.
Ooh.
Okay, it's all starting to come together now. But the Chinese aspect is
that's just low.
It's especially troubling.
That is
to me.
low.
Man.
That is low. Wouldn't you feel terrible if you're like, man, I'm in the hospital? But did he say, Elaine, you must go to China. Tell them never to mention the business dealings.
Never talk about the business.
Never talk about the business. The family. Golly bum.
Go against the family.
What a mess.
That's just sick.
Now, look, I don't particularly even like Laura Loomer, but they got to come up with a better statement than he's working on Kentucky and Senate business. You know,
I mean, that's insulting. I mean, even the average American, that's insulting to their intelligence.
It just sounds bad. And when they
say, come on, they're not even trying anymore.
When they say he's improving, what does that mean? You know what I'm saying? I mean, what's the word I'm trying to find? There's a spectrum,
right,
on improving. Like, you know, you're basically dead, but maybe your heart starts beating at 30 beats a minute, and you're just the first step above. You know, you may not have any brain function, but your body's maybe you actually absorb some food from the feeding tube, and they're like, "Oh, he's improving," or you know, you're kind of waking up and things are going well. There's improving, and then there's improving. I have to think something's going on.
McConnell left for China, that pretty much that was going to be it.
My question is, if they say, like this afternoon, he's passed, does she come home to America?
Good question.
Or is she out of here? Because it's their family that runs the shipping business, right?
Right. She's going to be okay. Yeah, I got
it. She's fine. I mean, yeah, I'm sure. She'll be fine.
Yeah.
We got to take a break. We'll be right back.
Scott Beason, president of ARP, Alabama Recovering Politicians.
Alabama Unfiltered Radio with Scott Beason.
Welcome back into the program, everybody. Not a lot of time left in the day. Has anybody, Scott, you haven't seen the Young Washington movie, have you?
No, I've read some reviews, though.
Yeah, I'd like to see it.
I'm very interested in the film.
Do you have to see it there, or is it one of those streaming things that you think you might can see?
I believe there will be streaming.
Streaming at some point in time.
Down the road,
I'd like to go see it at the theaters. I don't know how many days the deal, you can get a special price on tickets or whatever, but I'd like to see it. It looks good to me. It looks like it's kind of a Braveheart, The Patriot, Last of the Mohicans, all kind of rolled into one.
Well, I was reading a review this morning, and I'm glad you asked, by the way. There was some historical inaccuracies that were pointed out, like
what?
It's little things like they didn't have exploding cannonballs at the time.
Oh, they didn't?
No, and they're using them, and there's some other things.
Oh, that's just awful.
I know.
So wait a minute. Now, wait a minute.
Well, I'm kind of a stickler.
Helen of Troy can be black.
Yes.
Achilles can be a little white, scrawny transgender girl. Well, she was a girl. Now she's a guy, right?
History is a Disney film, Scott, to some people.
I mean, I'm just and so these same people who probably love that Or like they didn't have any exploding cannonballs. That's just the stupidest thing ever.
I was actually on a aficionado type side, and I was, just looking into it, and I happened across that. And also, some of the muskets were not auto fire or semi-automatic fire, and these are things.
How do they
getting
know?
It off just a few too many shots.
Well, I mean, you could shoot a few times in the day just because they cut and went to the next shot. I mean, what do these people want you to do? You got this big battle scene, and they want to be like,
take a while.
Okay, hold on. Well, first the wadding, then the powder. No, first the pouting, then what's the Bugs Bunny thing? First the wadding, then the powder, then the. You want to watch that every time between shots?
That's a good point. It might be a little longer film if we. For reloading.
That's where you had to be like, come on, Karen, really?
Yeah, some things like that, but it's mostly nitpicky, historical accuracy.
Yeah.
Stuff.
Yeah, on the day that battle was fought, Sky, everybody knows it was cloudy, and then in the movie they showed it sunny. Yeah, they're just people I want to slap. I mean, because I was expecting like real historical inaccuracies, like Washington
numbers
was on vacation in Cancun when they showed that this was supposed to be happening.
No,
none of that.
It's just little nitpicky
stuff.
But other than that, I saw a little clip. I'm sure you've probably seen the same one.
Mm-hmm.
Looks good.
I thought it looked pretty good. My dad now, who's 80 or about to be 80, he's like, I don't like it. It looks like George Washington looks like he's in junior high. And I said, Dad, everybody looks like you're in junior high.
When you're 80.
When you're 80. I mean, until you're about 35, you look like you're in junior high.
Yeah, that age thing is
because look at me. I'm only 56, and when I go to see a college football game, I'm like, when did the student section and the cheerleaders all become staffed with junior high kids? So I know that whole thing of everybody looks doesn't look old enough.
Well, and not only that, anybody that's my age is not old. Okay,
that's exactly right.
The line keeps getting advanced and more advanced.
No doubt about it. We started the show with soccer. We're going to end the show probably with soccer. The last thing that the soccer team did.
Let's get that done.
Yeah, get it out of the way.
Okay.
I will give them credit. After the game, the team, the staff, it looked like everybody was out there. And they had a big, coming together. And they prayed. And I'm impressed.
I was very pleased. I left the game on, while I'm running around doing my other work at night. And after I came back through, and I happened to see it at that point.
Right.
On the screen, this huge prayer circle of American, and others joined in as well. Very inspiring.
Yeah. So the coach brought them together. They prayed together. And you know what the Belgian team was doing when all that happened?
Getting their hair done?
This is
cooking dinner for their wives.
This is why, yeah. No, have you seen the clip where? Well, that's the American team coming home. It's from one of those Adam Sandler movies where he's like the hockey player or whatever, one playing golf, and his girlfriend's leaving, and he's like, when you coming back? And she's like, I'm not. She's leaving him. They were doing the Trump dance.
Really?
The Belgian soccer team does the Trump dance after the game.
Well, now. I'm very confused. Do they know it's the Trump dance?
Oh, absolutely they know it's the Trump dance. Because they're mad because Trump supposedly inserted himself into the FIFA decision. They're mocking.
Okay, well, that figures.
Yeah.
Have a little class, gentlemen. Have a little sportsmanship. Come on. Come join our prayer circle.
Wouldn't that have been better?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it would.
I mean, that would have been. Doesn't that happen at college football games?
Absolutely.
Huh.
Fellowship of Christian athletes.
I can't figure out who I'm for. You know who I'm starting to be for?
Not Belgium.
The Moroccans.
Hey, let's go. Now I can get on board with that.
Now they did do a little prayer thing afterwards that I do not appreciate. I mean, I'm not on that team, but they weren't doing the Trump dance. The Belgians are doing the Trump dance.
That's low class.
Have they? Belgium?
That's low class.
What the crap is Belgium? Who are they anyway? Aren't they a new country?
What do you mean? Belgium?
Yeah, I mean, didn't they used to be something else?
Well, not as far as I know. They've always been between Germany and France. Kind of
wow. Well, they're taking up a bunch of France on this one.
So I think they got.
How well did they do stopping the Nazis? Did the Nazis go through there on the way to France?
Every time, baby.
Were they doing the Trump dance while the Panzers were rolling by?
No, they were doing the skedaddle dance last time that took place.
That's just irritating. Oh, well.
Anyway.
At least we know who our friends are. Y'all be safe. Be good. See y'all.